just so I really hope that you can hear me and see me, and let's keep going. We're going to talk about orgasms too, because women deserve great orgasm. Yay, working out. Okay, amazing. All right, I think it was just unbelievable. Anyways, so good. We keep on going. So, this is what people think fit means. I think this is what I expected. It's like either someone who's super like ripped at the gym or overweight, or being fit means counting calories and stressing out. Uh, that's not for me. This is fit. This is for me. Fit is being agile, being like flexible, and being able to do things I love, being fertile, having my cycle right, so I'm able to have kids, having access to delicious food, but also understanding how to read labels, right? So this is really important. And this is our agenda. This is basically what the Fit as Fuck course is. So I just want to explain to you what we are discussing in the course, and then have it like quick, take a look. And basically, if there's anything that's interesting for you, then I'll explain more what we go by. But we explain what is biohacking, what actually is fat, and why we store fat. That us storing fat is a superpower, and people that can't store fat actually age much faster. So it is better for you to store fat as a superpower. So we love our fat. Every time we store fat in our bodies, it's such a great feedback for us. Like, oh, I would have been aging. I'm going through glycation. So that extra fat is just like the most beautiful feedback. We love having fat because that is just basically giving us feedback of that something is not going right. All right, and then we're gonna talk about the principles to always go by, that I live by, and that has helped me get my health back, because health is our birthright. And we all deserve to be healthy and strong and wonderful. I talk about intermittent fasting. Yes, it is great, but there's so many mistakes that people make that make them put on more weight. So there is a way to do it right, and there's a way to make you basically lose your period and make yourself even worse. We'll talk about aging and reverse aging, how to lose weight, PCOS, glucose goddess. She's a celebrity at this point, 1.4 million, the best biochemist on the planet when it comes to glucose, and she's joining the challenge, explaining everything about glucose. We talk about toxins, anti-nutrients. If there's a reason you can't lose weight, and it's like, fuck, I've tried everything, that's basically probably you're full of toxins and anti-nutrients. I know I was, and that was basically was making me lose my hair. Then we have cravings and hunger. What's the difference, right? Is it a dopamine deficiency, or overdose? Is it candida? Like, how do I know if what I'm feeling is hunger, whether it's a craving? Then we talk about different workouts, and like why we haven't been working out the right way, and why we're not getting the tone result that we want. So that's basically what I have been stressing about as well. Then we have, what's the mindset? How do you navigate? How not to think like you're on diet, and you constantly have to, because people often ask, well, how do you do it with friends, or how do you Aggie manage your biohacking when you just want to enjoy life? I'm like, it's such a big part of my life that it makes my life better. Then we talk about brain and then gut and hormones. So eating, fasting, working out according to your cycle. This is something that blew my mind. In the last 12 months of research, I was like, oh my God, I was doing so many things wrong. No wonder I was like storing fat, and no wonder I wasn't getting the results, because I was completely ignoring the cycle. And everyone who has a period in their life or has been PMSing knows that if hormones are in charge, that's it. Then we talk about stress. Then we talk about better sleep and how to get better sleep, how important that is. We talk about stress, meditation, hair. Oh yeah, hair is a big one. So the lady that's healed my hair, I had alopecia. I had like hair falling out in patches, and now it's all grown back, as you can see. And yeah, so she healed my alopecia. She's joining the course now, explaining what she did. Super helpful. Then we talk about sex and skincare. Skincare is a great one. My friend Magda is joining and explaining everything. That's the one thing that I can't answer you right now, the skincare, because I still don't understand the skincare market. She is definitely coming on that challenge explaining everything. So I just want to say my mission. I want women to stop dieting, to really rebuild their relationship with health. And I don't want them to come from a place of like, oh, we're on this diet, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it's a lifestyle change where we make friends with all kinds of fat. We're not really just like creating this diet culture with women, which I think is really imprisons us on so many levels. So that has been the case for me. You know, as a chubby child, my mom called me kruseczka, which is little pasta in Polish. So I thought my genetics were against me. And then, you know, turned vegan. That was great results. I lost so much weight. I was like, yes, the skinnier, the better. I love it. And what happened next? I get really sick on the vegan diet. And the doctor says, you're pre diabetic. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't eat sweets. I don't, you know, I'm just having oatmeal for breakfast with oat milk. I'm technically eating super healthy. How can I be pre diabetic? Now, a lot of you might think is like, oh, maybe it's not a big deal. Insulin levels age you, nothing ages you more than high insulin levels in your body. So if you want to, you know, you can spend $1,000 on a cream. Good luck. If your insulin levels are high, you're gonna look 10 years older than your age, right? So it's really important to understand that we don't want to all that aging. It increases inflammation, lowers our immunity, right? Like it screws up our hormones. There's like insulin, like no wonder my skin was terrible. No wonder my hair was terrible. My insulin levels were super, super high. And, you know, I'm losing my weight, losing my hair, gaining weight. My pimples are all over the place. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what can I just like get into biohacking? I'm like, fuck this diet. I really need to like see a science-based approach. And I started like really going into it and ta-da, you know, big change. Because this was me 3 years ago, right? Started my day with oatmeal and a juice or a smoothie. I snack throughout the day because I keep hearing, you know, I would buy these courses from other fitness experts, like have nuts, and now you're gonna have a little smoothie for the afternoon snack, and this and that, you know, or dried fruits, bananas, whatever. That was their like, yes. Then I, you know, I thought gluten free and vegan is good for me. I avoided fat. It was like, oh, fat is very dense, so don't have any fat, avoid it. When I would go to a restaurant, I would nibble on bread while waiting for my meal. Like we can have a photo of that. You can see what I mean. I'm going to have an avocado toast here, some orange juice, croissant. You know, no wonder I was like struggling. And I never pushed my body into metabolic flexibility. So that's, we'll talk about it as well. What does it mean? It must help. You know, so this is my before. At 32, I was just like, oh, fuck, this is not good. I feel like this is definitely not what I want to look like at 32. I felt really young and it was just like wasn't really matching what I wanted to do with life. And I had super low energy levels, and, you know, and I was able to really shred a lot. And I was like, fuck, I'm suffering less and looking better. This is amazing. Okay, so what is great about biohacking that you don't need to work out nonstop? It's quite the opposite. You you might overwork yourself and it's not good for you. Um, you don't need to count calories. You don't need to give up carbs. You can start today, and, you know, you really just have to have yourself, and, you know, you don't need to wait for somebody to this. It's just like curiosity, and I really want you to leave this webinar and feeling like, okay, cool, like this is a new life, right? I will see another bullshit fitness advice, and you'll be like, I'm going to check if this resonates with me or not, because it's not science based. And, you know, I want to see my studies and see what happened, right? So the bullshit advice out there is, you know, all calories are the same. We should count calories. You know, the less calories, the better in a way. Fat makes you fat. I heard this story by a Polish fitness person. Eat your dessert before your meal to lose weight, which it's probably like the worst thing you can do. Yeah, but maybe you lose weight, but you're gonna fucking age by 20 years, so don't do it. You know, lifting weight makes you bulky. You know, 5 days a meal, keep your meal smalls to keep your blood sugar up. This is the opposite what you should be doing. It's fucking crazy that this advice is out there. Snacks are great. You know, snacks are not great. We avoid snacks. Make sure you work out at least 6 times a week. Just keep it intense. Again, not true. You need cardio to lose weight. Canola oil is so much better than butter. So avoid butter, sunflower oil, or whatever. Like the oils are so inflammatory; it's super bad for you. Not all the veggies are good for you, actually, right? Kale and spinach, not great if you have it raw. So if you're feeling like, oh, this was me, I was having a spinach smoothie, and then I was like, oh wow, like I'm hungry in a second. Well, I didn't know spinach is full of anti-nutrients. Anti-nutrients make me hungry, so I'm more likely to, you know, just have a leaky gut and also be more hungry. So this is all connected. I thought agave was so much better. Agave actually spikes your levels of, like it goes straight, uh, the storage, like when it comes to insulin and glucose. When you have agave, it goes straight into your liver and stores as fat. It's much, much worse than even white sugar. And, have lean chicken breast, like lean protein. Yeah, lean protein is great, but we also want to have red meat. Super good for you. So here are some of the biohacking principles. And I'm going to actually ask you one more question because I can see that. Would you be able to share with me? I'll answer the question. Have you been living, working out, fasting according to your cycle? Would you be able to share? I'm super curious. This question is going to pop up for you right now. And if you want to just share yes or no, I know this was super new to me, so like no judgment there. And now we're gonna do this biohacking principles real quick, which is manage your glucose spikes. This is gonna be a big one. Regulate your hormones, very big one. Heal your gut, because you can be baby, you can be all good, but if your gut is fucked, you're gonna put on weight. Work out the right way. Manage your glucose spikes. Oh, I repeated myself. Never mind. Anyways, this is the old me, so I just said that. Um, and then let me explain you what was wrong with my diet, right? So real quick, I started my day. What's wrong with oatmeal for breakfast and healthy smoothie? I started my day with a massive glucose spike, which then will break out my skin, make me crave sugar for the rest of the day, and impact my hormones in a negative way. Then this is the same thing that happens with having 4 or 5 meals a day, right? Those little snacks. Yeah, I had breakfast at 7, then around 10 I had a little like snack, sandwich, whatever that was, and then I had lunch at 2. Then around 4 or 5 I had yogurt with some berries, and then I had dinner, right? So it was like a never-ending um, journey of eating. So I never gave my gut a rest. Hence, I was constantly getting bloated, right? And I also didn't, yeah, it's really bad, but also didn't let my insulin go back to its normal level. So, two massive mistakes with snacking, and this is what happens in your body. I would work out a lot, as much as possible, 7 days a week for 2 hours was intense. And now we all know that anyone who has ever tried to lose weight and looked at a friend that could eat anything and we couldn't, we know that it's all down to hormones. We're all managed by hormones. And if we push ourselves at the wrong time of the cycle, which means we work out too heavy or too fast or for too long, we will actually store more fat instead of losing it. So that's a big one. And, I was counting calories, thinking that if it's low fat, gluten free, or vegan must be good for me, like oat milk. I now look at food that when I say I'm like 2,000 to 3,000 calorie diet, I look at food. What does this food uh, look like on a molecular level? What does it do to my body? Does it nourish me? Does it feed my gut? Does it help my hormones, or is it against it? If it's good for my hormones and good for my gut, I'm gonna have unlimited amount of it. I don't really care. Um, and then we have new me, right? So how I start my day now? I start my day in the right order. I start my day with apple cider vinegar. Hello, this is your biohacking hack. For $7, I just changed your life. And no one can say, I can't afford apple cider vinegar, because I've been to Poland and it's the cheapest hack. And you might not afford supplements, might not afford other things. Apple cider vinegar is the biggest hack for insulin, for also for your stomach acids. If you have apple cider vinegar before every meal, it helps you digest. The better you digest, the less bloated you're gonna feel. So it's a massive hack. And then I now eat my food in order. So it's fiber, then protein and fats, and then starches and sugars, right? So I also intermittent fast. I eat big meals within my eating window. I have a dessert. It's so much better to have a dessert instead of a sweet snack. So back in the day, I would have lunch at 2, and then 2 hours later, I would have like yogurt with honey and berries. Now I have yogurt and honey and berries right away because, again, if we have something sweet as a dessert, it doesn't spike our sugars. It's great. So what do I do now? Well, I understand that how well my body metabolizes estrogen will impact my weight, energy levels, and appetite. So I'm very careful with my estrogen levels. I want to make sure, that my liver is working properly. And obviously, sluggish liver will come from too much sugar in our diet. So we won't be able to metabolize estrogen. And estrogen is basically too much estrogen is what? Acne. It's weight gain around belly and hips when we have too much estrogen. So all of these things that we complain about are usually just due to like high levels of estrogen that we can't metabolize because there's too much of it. And we get it through Tupperware containers. We get it from like receipts, right? They have BPA. We also get it, from soy milk or tofu. So estrogen is not something that we do want to have it at the beginning of our cycle, but we have to be very careful we don't have too much of it, especially as women. Monica's asking if apple cider vinegar can damage your teeth. Is that true? Yes. So you always want to mix it with water, and I talk about it in the course with water. Drink it through a straw. Are some hacks that you have to be careful. And yes, you can make it yourself as well. So yes, someone says receipts. Never take a receipt from the store with your hand. The receipt is covered with BPA, right? The receipt that you get from the store. Oh, what do? We play with it. We play in a restaurant. We keep folding it. We put it in a wallet. We put it again. It's all in our hands, and what we're going to touch on our face. And it's honestly no more receiptos. Don't even do you want a receipt? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You can keep the receipt. And if I do, I just be very, very careful. It's amazing. Our skin absorbs 60% of what we put on it, and the receipts are honestly the worst. Yes, so this is how I look at food right now, and this is what happens with a glucose and fructose spike. This is our biochemist teacher at Thick as Fuck, and Jesse explains, right? So our body puts on fat to protect us, so glycation. So every time we have a glucose spike, and we get a glucose spike when we have oatmeal, for example, we also get a glucose spike when we don't eat the food in the right order, or when we have a dessert, which is totally normal. But the more glucose spikes we have, the more fat we put on. It's just biology. You can be on 300 calories. I'm gonna inject insulin. Insulin goes up every time you eat. If I inject insulin and your insulin levels are high, you're gonna put on weight. It's just how body works. Inflammation goes up, hormones goes up, hunger goes up. We get closer to type 2 diabetes, and our organs and skin age because of glycation. What? Okay, so I brought some props for you guys. So we are born like this. We're born as a white toast. It's gonna sound super dark, but if you were see the inside of the newborn, they'll cut them open, but inside they're beautiful white toast. And through a process of glycation, we are toasting on the inside, right? This is called glycation. So you can imagine, I can't untoast this toast, right? So I can't reverse the glycation process, and you can't stop it, but we can definitely slow it down. So the biggest hack to anti-aging, to all the creams, you can use the cheapest cream you want. You can use coconut oil on your face, but if you can stop the process of glycation from the inside, your skin's going to be perfect. So that's super important, and I hope this is going to be a good little metaphor of what happens with your toasting on the inside that happens from insulin, right? So this is what spikes your glucose. Let's take a look, right? So this is table sugar, sodas, candy, processed foods, refined grains, white bread, rice, bagels, pasta, everything sweetened and unsweetened as well. Is this making sense? Can you let me know if you're still there, if you're still watching? Does this make sense for you? Let me know in the comments because it's yes, okay, cool. Because it got so quiet. I'm like, are you still there? So the proteins in skin, and this is the biggest fuck up. Guess what? The protein in your skin is most prone to glycation, so that aging, the toasting. Collagen and elastin, obviously. So glycation kills collagen and elastin in your body. So you be taking all that collagen and you're like, it's not working. And I'm like, well, because you're having your alt milk latte, so it cancels it out, obviously. And don't you worry. Oh, by the way, this is just like other ways how your glycation and sugar level goes up. Too little sleep, too much exercise, too little stress, medications, not brushing or flossing, smoking, and dehydration. The good news is it doesn't mean that you have to give up sugar. It's all about eating it in the right order. This is biohacking, right? So yes, have your oatmeal, just have an avocado or eggs first, have a salad, so fiber, right? So what are fibers? You guys, someone's munching on sweets. That's cool. Like that's totally okay. Biggest hack, if you want to have a cookie, apple cider vinegar, and then you can eat. That's the beauty of it. It's honestly life changing. These two hacks, and they're super free. Eating food in the right order doesn't cost you anything. Apple cider vinegar costs you $5, and you know you're all good. All right, how to lose belly fat? Anyone curious, or should we just skip this and go to questions? I'm just being cheeky. All right, so just the basic. Obviously, as you can imagine, people go to medical school for 6 years. I read 200 books. There's no way I can do justice in 1 hour and actually teach you everything I know. Let's be realistic. But I'm trying to do my, like my throat is so dry. I'm trying to share as much as possible. If something isn't clear, and I'm not going to go into detail for everything, but let me try my best. The basics. So 3 meals a day, right? Because we want to reduce those insulin levels. Super. Yes, you can have it with ginger. Very good. 3 meals a day. If you can limit your meals a day, and then you probably, and no snacks, unbelievable. Now you probably, if you're like me, vegan, I didn't have metabolic flexibility. I couldn't go for 3 to 5 hours without munching. Well, I did, and that's great feedback that this is your body is malnourished. If you can't go more than 3 to 4 hours without food, you're not eating the right foods and you're malnourished and deficient. Then protein, enough protein. How much protein do you guys eat? Do you even know? Any ideas how much we're supposed to eat? We're supposed to eat 1 gram per pound, so half a kilo. So if you weigh 120 pounds, you have 120 grams of protein. And it's not like, oh, I had a steak that was 200 grams, because steak is, protein, 30% protein or 40% protein, 30% fat, etc. So this is, yes, 7 cups of veggies, not necessarily fruits. This is different. Fruit has a lot of sugar, especially people are like, oh, but it's the innate, it's natural. It is, but the fruit that we have right now, it's so much sweeter than it used to be back in the day. That, back in the day, fruit just wasn't as sweet. And I think when you travel to like remote Africa and you have a berry, you're like, oh, this is very servable. Yes, because the fruit used to be just, very, very different and way less sweet. So we're eating fruit that's way too sweet for us. Healthy fat. We're not afraid of fat. Fat is our best friend. If you have enough fat and protein at your meal, you never really crave a dessert. I haven't craved a dessert in months, but I eat a lot of fat, so I don't really crave it. 160 pound of protein in a day. How would I do that? Oh, great question. Now we're going to add MCT oil. I add it to my coffee. It's a basically purified coconut oil. So with all the ketones, and ketos are the ones that are the fat burning guys. So you can add it, you can fry with it if you want, you can add it to salads. It's honestly, again, cheap, but an extremely helpful hack. Potassium, that's for water retention. It's really, really helpful for you to metabolize. Also estrogen. Apple cider vinegar, doing the right workout. And we're going to maybe talk about a little later about what the right workout is. because there's definitely, we're probably not working out the right way, not getting enough sleep. And there's one thing to sleep for 8 hours and being in bed, but if you are sitting on your phone, or if you are have lights out, you're not going to get a good deep sleep. And without deep sleep, you might as well not be in bed, because deep sleep is when our body restores our skin, our everything. So if we are surrounded by different, electronics, and we don't have a good sleep hygiene, then we're not going to have a good sleep. And that's why you see me a lot of in stories wearing these special glasses that block the blue light, and that allows me to get better sleep. Recovery. You can have kids and shit sleep. Honestly, you can sleep for 5 hours a day if you have good quality sleep. You haven't been exposed to electronics. You meditate, do breath work, and this. You can sleep for 4 hours and get enough sleep. It's just we don't get quality sleep. That's why we're in bed for 8 to 10 hours, because it's like we aren't sleeping well, because our sleep, we don't get enough good sleep. So for example, for me, when I'm stressed, I have an 8 hour night and I get an hour of deep sleep of 40 minutes. Right now in Bali, I have 2.5 hours of deep sleep. So it's double, right? So my body just really has time to recover. And then this is where we're removing stress. Well, that's a topic for a whole separate video in the course, because it's easy to say, like, just stress less. But how to reconnect as a woman, a feeling of safety, right? Of feeling like it's okay, we're safe. Like, how can we build on that, right? So we can feel and stress less and believe in abundance. And this is something that I work with women, in Higher Self Academy, when we can, how do we connect to our safety and this feeling of abundance, so we don't stress about money, because money comes and goes, but we cannot build our life and our well-being and our health feeling like we're not safe, and in a second we're going to lose everything, and I don't know what I'm going to happen. So we really just align energetically with that. So we like come from a place of deep trust for what's around. um Bad sleep, again, we talked about it. Cycle issues are a big one. If don't have a regular cycle, you're not going to lose your belly fat, estrogen, like I said. Bloating is a big one. If you're bloating is the best feedback something's wrong with your gut. So as much as it's annoying, it's actually, you can be grateful for bloating, because it's like, okay, my gut is off, I need to pay attention. Overtraining, MSG, I talked about it. MSG is hidden all over our foods as hydrogenized, um, corn and whatnot, like cornstarch and whatever. Super bad for you. Makes, if you have it in your body, it spikes your glucose 300 times more than sweets. So, and then constipation. Someone's asking, sorry, I haven't been catching up on questions because I've been talking nonstop. Do you drink with lemon instead of lemon? It doesn't work as strong as apple cider vinegar. I know that a lot of people have issues with apple cider vinegar. You have to get a good one. I mean, good one. Like, I like the one that's with the mother unpasteurized. There's some like basic one that really just burn your throat, and I can relate to that. But you can there are some good ones out there, and I've bought apple cider vinegar in Japan, Italy, France, UK, Poland, Australia. I've bought it in 20 different countries. There are good ones available. The hardest one, I think, was Spain, but I finally got it. All right. And then just like, yes, join me in my biohacking. Like, MSG is basically I don't know what's monosaturated glutathione or whatever. It's basically toxin, literal toxin that's not good for you. They add it for flavor to a lot of sauces and soups and Asian stuff. Yes, it's in vinegars. So yeah, monosodium. Yeah, vitamin. Thank you. What is Fit as Fuck? So this is basically where we do 21 science videos, workouts, recipes, and we do these calls once a week at Fit as Fuck, so you can answer any questions. The good thing is that we do them on Zoom, so you can actually ask me questions as well in person. And these are our teachers. Jim Quick teaches memory and brain. Layla Martin teaches sex. She is the best Tantra teacher in the US, and she shares some tips and tricks to have better sex. We have Jessie, we have Emily, we have, teaching breath work, Masha, Amy, it's like, and Dr. Melissa teaching hair wellness. So, um, is tomorrow only a last chance to join Fit as Fuck? It is. So tomorrow we are closing on Monday for till summer. So the next time it's going to be open is going to be, I think, June. So just so you know, so these are my science videos that you can see. These are our workout videos that you get to do. For the lineup, I know. Then you get recipes. So these, to get you started on biohacking, you get a recipe book with all the recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to help get you going. It's not possible to join next month. We're just open um, till Monday. And then you get the PDFs. So look at these PDFs. PDFs actually take from 7 to 15 days. And these aren't just summary of the videos. It's a similar thing, but it's it goes even deeper with more knowledge and with more detail. So it's super cool. I'm super proud of these PDFs. It's going to be 200 pages. It's like a freaking biohacking book. The value of that is incredible. We might keep it open for $500 if it is going to be open till earlier in the year, but it is $333 on Monday till Monday, and for the next hour you guys get 10% off with the code webinar. And yeah, and after the 1 hour the price goes up to $333. Obviously without the code, that's the code, so shush on the code. And now I'm here to answer any questions that you have. What if I don't eat meat or fish? Basically, I don't want to eat. So what we do on day 3, I share with you a special table, and this table explains the foods that we recommend. And it, for example, when it comes to protein, we say, okay, the best protein for you is this one for many reasons, because it has, we take into consideration all of these things. Dave Askew was like the founder who created this anti-inflammatory map, and for many reasons you can be, and like there are some vegan vegetarian protein options. So if you still eat eggs, if you still eat pea protein isolate, it's really good protein option for you, so that's really good. But I think the biggest issue why women can't lose weight is not having enough protein and not giving themselves a break from protein, because you need to have something that we talk about in the course. I know, it's like, that's why I'm really trying to explain everything, but sometimes it's just too much in 1 hour. When you have to have at least, I told you, the 100 grams, but you also need to give your body a break from the 100 grams of protein, or like the gram per pound. So what do? You go on protein fasting for 1 day, where you just eat carbs, so you carb refeeding, and yes, and then you have to refeed. So it's really important for you to have enough protein, because protein actually burns more calories when you digest them, so it's good. Someone's asking about 111. So this is what it is. You pay for $2.99 for you, and then you have an option to join the Queen Circle for $111. You have 1 month to cancel that option. It's very easy. We give you inside the platform, you get to see when to cancel it. And if you don't want to cancel, you still get those calls, 2 calls a week. 2 calls a month are about biohacking. Another 2 calls a month are about self-growth, and that's where you can join for Queen Circle. If you don't want to, you have 30 days to cancel, and all you have to do is message the team or do it yourself. So there's plenty of things. Oh my God, so many questions are coming up. Working out correctly. So I didn't understand what does working out correctly means. I would, and maybe you can relate, maybe I can, tell me, how do you guys work out? Maybe you work out like I used to, that you have a routine, you work out for, like kind of like moderate intensity training. Wasn't really pushing myself, and I didn't do a lot of HIIT training, high intensity interval training. But the way I did it, I would be doing, okay, I'm working out for 30 seconds and taking 20-second break, or working out for 45 seconds and taking 15-second break. And the issue with that, the way this workout is designed, I might be working out, so I'm training my fight or flight. When you're working out, you're in a fight or flight, right? It's like doing 100%. Your body goes through stress. It's a great stress, but it's fight or flight. You're like, ah. So then, if you only take 15 seconds to rest, you're not exercising your parasympathetic, your rest and digest. So if you can't go back to your heart rate, and I'll explain everything in the course how to do it, then you actually never go back to your base rate. So you actually cause more cortisol and more stress and more fat storage than if you were to go back to your baseline of parasympathetic level and then work out. Okay, someone asked, what do you drink after you wake up before breakfast? Warm water with ginger, lemon, pepper, and honey is healthy for us. No, and Jessie, our biochemist, she said that honestly, having honey with lemon in the morning is not good. And I already joined both courses. Fuck yes! Ooh. So it's not good. Please eliminate honey. Apple cider vinegar is by far the best thing you can do. It's the acid in it that helps your stomach digesting as well and brings your insulin levels down more so than anything else. The code is webinar. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna go back. So we have a whole list how to regulate hormones if you don't have a regular period. That's going to be your first goal. So to have your so did you know what are the vital signs, right? So we have blood pressure, right? We have our heartbeat. We have our all these how to check when someone is alive, right? But period has been named the fifth vital sign because when your period is regular, it's your body telling you that something is off. That's a really, really good feedback, right? So I would highly recommend when you don't have a regular period to explore your hormones as much as possible because your irregular period is a sign of disrupted estrogen and progesterone. Sorry, the questions come up super, super quick. So let me just slow down. You can vote for questions for those of you who... can we drink a psyllium husk for fiber before the meal? It's a really tricky one. And one of the things I say in the first day of the course, the issue with me telling you, like apple cider vinegar, this is advice that's very rare, that for 100% you're going to be fine no matter what. With psyllium husk, if you have SIBO that you are unaware of, like I had SIBO for almost a year. I had no idea. I was eating psyllium husk. I was eating all the kimchi, sauerkraut, all the things that I was telling people that are healthy, and I was getting worse. I was like, why am I putting on weight? Why do I get more bloated? Something's off. Like I'm eating all the healthy shit. What's going on? Well, I had SIBO, small intestine, so intestine bacteria overgrowth, which is basically feeds off fermented foods and prebiotic, like psyllium husk, and obviously I was feeling worse. So the answer is your gut okay? Because if it's not, you're gonna make yourself more sick. So regarding the food order, that's a great question, Emily. Emily, aren't you part of the Queen Circle? Or did I speak to you over a DM? Because your names look very familiar. Food order, do you mean eat things one after the other or do you just have to take a break a few minutes? Like things that, no, you don't have to. So the way I do it, I sit down. I usually start my breakfast with avocado, a few pieces of avocado, and chew it, right? Because all the enzymes are in our saliva, so it's super important to chew. If you're getting bloated, chew as much as you can, get those digestive enzymes. I'm chewing it, and I'm literally starting the salad, go straight to the meat, my protein, and then I eat it for like a minute or two, and then I can go straight to starch. That's totally, totally fine. I wonder if I can find this. Oh, there you go. I wonder if I can you see this graph over here? Can you see that sink, Emily? And that's basically, this is what happens when you eat veggies first. Your stomach is like sink. So the moment you have veggies first, it kind of slows down that insulin spike for your body. Uh, the code isn't working. Really, I hope it is working. What is the URL? Oh my God, I didn't fit it. Oh yeah, it's hilarious. I didn't know that we have a competition. It's www.fittestfuck.co webinar. Ooh, let me see if I can just double check if this code is working, because I thought it was working fine. Go to webinar. I'll double check if this is working for you. Let me know if you have any other questions, if something wasn't clear, or actually maybe even better, what was the most helpful information for you? Did you find that there was something that was mentioned that was like, oh fuck, I didn't know I was doing wrong? What was bulletproof coffee? How many? I only have one bulletproof coffee. If I do, then it's definitely one. Any changes suggested for amend? Where to sign up? Where to sign up? www.fittestfuck.co.com. So I may be able to like tag it for you guys. Oh, I pressed my own thing. And let me see. Oh, yeah, I don't. 1 second. So 1 sec. I'm actually going to be able to post the link. Code webinar. I love that it doesn't even think that my fit as fuck is the correct link. Okay, cool. So I can't really do it. Anyways, we're back to the chat. And yes, I'm double checking. It looks like the coupon code is correct. So let me know if it's still working for you. I know we had a limit for how many we can use, but I don't think we have used that limit. Yeah, webinar. Just maybe just keep small letters instead of capital letters, if that helps. One second. Created. How do you manage to not, and I'll have Jacob. Jacob, can you check, can you message Brandon and get the code webinar for Stripe? Because clearly it's not working for people. So we want to make sure that people have access, 10% off. Sorry, my team's going to take care of it real quick. I don't know what's going on. Do you drink vanilla throughout the day? I do. I have a little bottle that I take with me. Whatever I remember, it's like, it's 80-20. I don't always get it perfect, but I see a massive difference. Do you have tips for someone who's going, sorry, it's just like,
skip it. Can't go for webinar for Stripe.
Yeah. Do we drink bulletproof? Sorry, guys. Do you, for vegetarians? Yes. So we do talk about all the foods. Someone who's going off birth control soon. It's a big topic for me. I think it's a lot of people say like, oh, birth control isn't great. I know how much is mental. I shared that in stories recently. For me, I was on birth control because I wanted to be, I wanted to have sex, and I didn't want to take the responsibility. I wasn't ready to be a mom, and I didn't want to stress about it. And then I not only realized it's a massive gender inequality. Like, how come I have to digest hormones every day and disrupt my cycle, affect my mood, and just, like, go through all of that for my body, so that we, as a couple collectively, we don't get pregnant. So that was a big decision for me, and it required for me to actually, I wouldn't say like stay my ground, but being like, hey, like, I love my body so much as a woman. I don't want to be like, I IUD as well for a few months, and it didn't make me feel good, and it was like really painful, cramping and hormone like spotting, and I was like, my body's clearly it's just like fighting, like an animal that's trying to be tamed, and I'm like, I really want to not be there, and like yes, I can get pregnant for. 3 to 4 days. And right now I use natural cycles. It's a special app that connects to my Aura ring. It was an investment of $300 initially, but that obviously comparing to birth control, it's the same. It like helps me with my sleep and whatnot. So it's like it's not even like a bigger investment when you look at it long term, but I know exactly when my ovulation is coming. I can really honor it. And it really, like that's why I wanted to include Tantra in that course, because it's just really, really important for me. Because in Tantra, you celebrate women's availability or not, right? So, like, luckily, I remember, like, with my partners, too, like, when I had that, the conversation, and men expect you to be never get pregnant, like, oh, like so weird that you're not on the pill. And I think the more women step into their power and be like, yo, like take some responsibility for yourself as well, right? If you're in a long-term relationship and you've had kids, like men can have vasectomy, and it's becoming more and more popular, because why would women take if you no longer want to have kids, you might as well. Yay, the code work. It is working, yes, because Brandon saved me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you can't regulate your hormones if you don't get your periods due to contraception. That's the catch 22, because you're ingesting too much, unfortunately. It's your current weight. So you eat enough protein given your current weight. Does bulletproof break your fast? It's a complicated question. I'm not avoiding it, but there are different reasons and different ways of fasting. If we just say fasting is not eating, great, but like, why do you fast, right? If you ask yourself, why do you fast? A lot of people fast for what's called autophagy. Yes, we'll talk about 3-hour orgasm. Fuck, I'm glad someone ask the questions. I like you girls. This is good. Okay, I was getting worried about the crowd over there, but so hilarious that my Airbnb in Bali has only beer glasses instead of water glasses. So I'm just like, I feel like I'm drinking alcohol over here. And what was I talking about? The fasting. So why do you intermittent fast? You intermittent fast because you want your insulin to be down. You can intermittent fast for autophagy. Autophagy is a process in your body. Autophagy from Greek, self-eating. So our body enters this state after about 15 hours of not eating, where it starts eating all the inflammation and free radicals that age us and cause us to get sick, and it does it automatically because it's hungry. So it starts with all the inflammation. It's beautiful, right? So this is autophagy. And you can also fast for gut reset. The three for medical reasons why people fast. So if I fast because I want my body to eat the free radicals, go through autophagy, and I want my insulin to go down, I can have bulletproof coffee because it's only fat and I'm still fasting. That's why you get all the benefits of fasting, because I didn't have protein or carbs. And autophagy is like still like helpful actually when I have MCT oil. So the trick is that bulletproof coffee is the only thing that doesn't break your fast, because it's just pure fat. Now, it does break your fast if you're fasting for gut reasons. So if we're I'm so sorry. If we're fasting because we want to heal our gut, like I had SIBO, we get too much bloating, then it does break your fast. So we should dilute apple cider vinegar in a glass of water before meals. Yes. What I see the results of biohacking, I'm on a birth control and don't want to get it off. So yes. So I guess I wasn't quite clear. Biohacking is not a diet, but it's a way of lifestyle where we reduce inflammation and premature aging using avoid, like you saw, different tricks and principles and whatnot. Working out according to our cycle is just one of the tricks out of the 15 tricks that we do. Uh, Obviously, when you keep your insulin level down and whatnot, this has nothing to do with your cycle. You can do it for men and women. This is a very universal hack, for whether you're a guy, whether you're a woman on a pill, menopause, whatever. You want your insulin level to be down, right? So you want to keep your inflammation. You want to avoid anti-nutrients. You want to take care of your skin, whatever. That's great. I guess the one day out of 21 is about hormones, because it's so important to regulate that if you're off the pill, because you go up and down. If you're on a pill, you're stable. So from hormonal level, you're close. I don't want to say you're closer to men, but men have a stable day every day, and they can also benefit from biohacking. There actually is 95% of men are biohackers are men, not women. So yes, which is kind of sad. So what was the question? No, it's not about losing weight. I hate that this comes across as losing weight. For me, when it comes to losing weight, is losing fat. Because when it comes to fat is a way of inflammation. It's our body coping mechanism when we're going through aging. Our body's like, holy shit, I'm aging. I'm going to store fat because I have nothing to do with that extra glucose. I'm going to store it as fat. So if you're gaming to gain mass, yes, you will gain it in the most beautiful way. Today we've been hanging out with a friend and her boyfriend, who's a biohacker, finally the first biohacker in Bali. He is, 6'4", 200 pounds, big dude. He's biohacking, he's gaining mass the right way. Looks super shredded. Same for Jacob. Like, it is definitely for men to gain weight, just the healthy way. Can we have it for as breakfast instead of breakfast? Yes, you can have it with breakfast. Absolutely. So can we drink tea instead of coffee in the morning? I started having bulletproof matcha recently, and that has totally been fine for me. So I have been off coffee for a while, so absolutely no problem. Yeah, so biohacking will help you get better weight, because you probably will get more fat, and you might not be eating enough fat. Can we drink bulletproof coffee with breakfast? Oh yes, so that I answered that question. That's all good. So what causes puffy face, uneven sides? I'm so glad someone asked this. So super. The moment you start in biohacking, you get to see that cortisol. So if you're stressed, your cortisol will store around your cheeks and around your belly area as visceral fat. So but also estrogen and insulin, right? So what do we call carbs? What's the full name for carbs? Carbohydrates, because there's 3 grams of water for every gram of in the glucose, which means the carbohydrates make you actually puffy, right? And especially if you give that massive spike. So that was super interesting for me to see. Someone's asking about tea in general. Sorry, I'm skipping back and forth. Actually one of my favorite recipes is chamomile tea with butter and MCT oil blended. It is so delicious, so good. I highly recommend it. All right, 3-hour orgasms. Let's go back to that, because I think Anna asked this question. What's the whole deal with 3-hour orgasms? Well, let's talk about it. When you have an orgasm, it feels like it's coming, and it's this level of almost like it is. I didn't think I would ever do a webinar about it. Fuck, interesting. It's a tension that you release, and then when you come, it's almost like a release, but your body tenses. So if you want to, and that's basically what orgasm as we know it. In tantra, you have energetical orgasm, and that orgasm doesn't feel like this. So if you have an orgasm and you feel like, oh, I can't go anymore, or you feel like your body tenses, that means that energy, you're holding on to it. And what you do in tantra, you use different breathwork techniques to move that orgasm from your yoni to every single part of your body. It takes you about 40 to 50 minutes. Um, and as you do, that energy, that activation, and we were just practicing with that, that activation goes and travels through your body. So when you actually start having an orgasm from that place of moving your body, you can keep going. And it's the most beautiful, life changing experience ever, because you have moved through the breath, you have moved that energy up your spine into every single cell of your body. And it's not something that you're coming in like, oh, it's something that you can just float on. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly. Clear, not a Tantra teacher yet, Aggie. What are the next questions? Uh, I don't exclude carbs in my diet, I just have them at dinner. Or if I have them at a meal, I have them last. And that is enough for me to, and I also do carb refeeding days. Will you release the recipe book? Not at the moment. No, we're keeping everything together because everything has to be out of context. Exercising according to your cycle, guys. I need to have a sip of water because I'm talking so much for an hour. 1 second. So here's what happens. There are 4 stages of our cycle. And there are parts of our cycle, like right before ovulation, where you're meant to push yourself. You're going to fast really hard. You're going to do a lot of HIIT workout, proper HIIT workout with a lot of recovery, a lot of weights. After the ovulation, you want to go slow down because that's basically when you're going to store weight if you push yourself too hard. That's in the biggest summary possible. That's as much as I can explain in the webinar for now. Will they be available to? Yes, you can rewatch it later. How many hours before you go? You really want to know? Like, I mean, I had a dinner at 8 today, which is very late. I usually have dinner at 5 p.m. because I want to let my body digest. Tablespoon. Do you drink apple cider vinegar while fasting? Yes, it does not break your fast. No matter what reason you're breaking it for, it does not break your fast. What legumes and veggies should we avoid? So it would be great for you to avoid veggies with anti-nutrients. And we won't have time to explain, but it's basically the pectins, the lectins, the phthalates, all the basically different vegetables. You know how I don't know, it's Polish people would know, but it's when you go and pick mushrooms. Some mushrooms are bright and you don't pick up the bright mushrooms because they're toxic. And it's a little bit like vegetables, like nightshades. These are vegetables that have brighter colors, like for example peppers, that are there to scare the animals, and they have a low level of toxin. If you keep having the low level of toxin, they're going to make you hungry, and they're going to make it harder for you to fast, basically. How do you fight dark circles? You fix your liver. So this is liver problem. Dark circles are liver, not sleep. People are like, I sleep so well. I'm like, yeah, because it's your liver. So you're probably eating too much sugar, right? Glucose, is there a specific, how long is your food window? It depends on my cycle again, right? So sometimes my eating window is 8 hours, sometimes it's 12 hours. 1 week before period, swollen breast and tummy, what supplements and what's best food? So Marzena, if you're basically PMSing, but if you're PMSing so strongly, you're not metabolizing estrogen. So at this point, if you are PMSing, if you're craving sweets like crazy, if you feel like the period's coming and you're going through mood swings, sore breast is a perfect example of estrogen. So your liver again is probably, you have fatty liver probably, or non-alcoholic fatty liver, or sluggish liver. So I would try supplementing like milk thistle, for example. See how you feel. Potassium as well would be super helpful, and really fix your hormones with estrogen, because that was going to be a big one. Reduce soy milk, tofu, a lot of products that are yeah, just more protein to make sure that your estrogen levels go down. Because if you're PMSing this strong, that's not good. Have you cured? Can lifestyle change heal my autoimmune problem? Autoimmune is an inflammation, right? It's like you said. I know a very good friend of mine who healed rheumatic RA just eating anti-inflammatory diet. So yes, I think you can. I have seen that happen, um, and yeah, it's all diet. It's like the best medicine. Um, is working out better in the morning before eating or after eating? It's divided. Some people say before, some people say it's after. Every once in a while, having a fasted workout, if it's hit, then it's probably better. If it's weight training, you can have for sure. You can have food. Do you take vitamin D and omega 3s? Yes, I do. Vitamin D3, K2, and omega 3s as well. The promo code is webinar. I'll go back to this. Tatiana's like, it could be, what kind of fiber is best to start breakfast with? I have avocado. I think it's great. I think it's great to also, if you have some cucumber, doesn't have to be leaves. I also like having asparagus. These are like my three go-to because it's just super easy. The website is www.fitasfuck.co. I don't know if I can pin it. I'll try. You guys post so many comments that I can't even. Oh yeah, there you go. I think I did it. Yes. Any book recommendations about supplements you recommend for hair? Nutrifol is great. It's expensive, $90 a month, but it definitely is going to work. Chicken eggs. Yes, chicken eggs, farm raised ideally. It's the quality that's super, super important. Before sweet breakfast, what do you recommend? Some green veggies, protein, fat? Yes. Honestly, if the how you set your day and if you stop having sweet breakfast, it will really, really impact your cravings for the rest of the day for carbs. So if you can have that amazing oatmeal that you crave for after lunch, that would be amazing, or even at dinner, much, much better. What feedback tracking apps and tools do you recommend? Oh my god, so many. I don't want to like scare people because I know that a lot of times when you're starting, you're like, oh, I don't want to like it's too overwhelming and expensive. But Oura Ring is something that I use all the time. It helps me track my sleep and my cycle. I use the app Zero for fasting in my eating windows. I do a lot of breath work. Yes, there's quite a few. Someone asked about breath work in the course. We honestly, Jake Paul, like the boxer. So he's breathwork trainers are joining the course teaching breathwork, which is incredible. I know that I'm like super excited about that big time. Light blocking glasses. Maybe I'll just ask Jacob to get them there. I got them from True Dark is the name of the company. Is the course mostly webinars? Oh my god, no! It's all recorded. You can do it at your own pace. So like, let me just show you. I don't think I shared it here. Oh, did I? Yes, you have PDFs. You have the recipes. You have the workouts that you get to do, and then these are the science videos that are recorded with all the like pop-ups. It's super easy for you to go through. It's not a webinar. We have 3 calls. Every Friday we have a call like this one where you can ask questions, but the course is completely separate. Josie is asking, obviously, I'm taking lots of supplements and I still don't feel very healthy with fatigue and getting ill from time to time. Why? It's such a complex question. Obviously, I don't know what you're eating, what you're doing, where you're living. My guess, heavy metals. Have you been tested for heavy metals? I know for me, my heavy metals levels were crazy high from eating fish, and I had to go through like a proper heavy metal cleanse. because I had no idea how much mercury I had in my body. Um, I have sweet things every now. I don't crave sweet things as much. It's for me every time I crave sweet, I know it's a sign from my body that my diet is off, because it's not. I don't really crave it as well. But if I feel like having an apple pie, I don't eat it from a place of craving. I eat it just like, I fucking love apple pie, So it's not like, oh, I need to have it. And I know that feeling when you really, oh, I just need something sweet, anything. That's not a fun place to be, because you're doing it from a dopamine level, and we talk about that in the core. I've just joined Fit as Fuck. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy. I want more women to join the movement, and even if you didn't, like, the fact you showed up for an hour and listened to some girl talk about some crazy shit, good for you. Ara joined us, fuck, as well. Fuck, I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm so excited to have you on board. Yes, Carolina just joined as well. Oh my god. And Yasna and Lena. Wow, fuck yeah. I'm so happy. And Lisa, I'm super excited. I don't know a biohacking course that's out there on the market that has brought everything together. I said to my team, let's do 5-minute video to keep it easy for people. And now they messaged me. I'm like, Aggie, this video is 47 minutes. This is not a 5-minute video. And I was like, I'm no, but it's exciting. Wait, Marta, Kasia, Alexandra, Violetta joined as well. Oh my God, Helen. Yes, there was glucose advice earlier in the video. I'll send everyone the video so you can see. I didn't get rid of the scarring of my acne. So that's the crazy thing. If you can see, I have BB cream. I don't really have foundation. I don't really have big scarring from my acne. My skin completely rebuilt, which I didn't think was possible. I had fucking volcano like craters on my face. So the fact I don't do it, it's like, oh, Brooke just doing the challenge. Yay, fuck yeah. You won't regret it. Also, it will change your life. Like, biohacking changed my life so much that you can see. And so that rebuild, but how I basically fixed my heavy metals, fixed my estrogen. Obviously, it wasn't overnight. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And it's so complex. Our bodies are super complex. It's really also important for skin to have good cleanser, and the skincare lady talks about it. Again, I have no idea about skincare. She's coming. This is the only subject where I was just like, I have no idea. You do you. And she explains different things in the course, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I will not mention that in the bio in the webinar, because it's completely out of my league. Heavy metal detox. You can look it up. It's a hair mineral analysis. It's a great way to do it. It's a little cheaper than going to a doctor and asking for heavy metal tests. We share exact links in the course as well. Fasting when I'm breastfeeding, I explained the concept in the course, and it's really important. Everything that you do, you have to look from a place of, is it a stress for my body or is it not? Is fasting stress? 100%. You're not eating. It's stress. Is working out stress? Yes. Is right, because you're moving your body, right? Is cold therapy stress? Yes. It's great for you. It's stress. It's great for you, but in small doses. Is lack of sleep stress? It is. So what we are learning with biohacking is managing the levels of stress. So Aura Ring will tell you didn't sleep well, don't work out today. You're accumulating stress. So one, stress is not bad. Working out is not bad, because it's it's a good kind of stress, right? It's acute stress. But if you combine it with lack of sleep, working out, not eating, too much stress, cortisol level goes up, you're going to store fat in your belly. So in a way, your breastfeeding is stress for the body. You're basically feeding another human. It's like a workout, like a marathon, I can only imagine. And what happens is, if you combine that with fasting already, right, and with moving and lack of sleep, I imagine if you're breastfeeding, you're probably not sleeping very well. That might be too much stress for you. So I would just stick to 12 hours of fasting. I don't drink alcohol personally anymore, but it's more for my spiritual journey, not for my biohacking journey. I was biohacking drinking, I was fine. So Isaura just joined Fitness Fuck. Oh, I'm so stoked. Fucking, I love connecting with women. Like, I want to see more women. Fuck men and 95% of them in biohacking space. We're gonna crush it, girls. Queen Circle is our community, so you'll see we have a beautiful app. You'll be able to watch the videos in your own app and chat with everybody. It's super great. Do you talk about your ayahuasca ceremony in the Queen Circle? Yes, that's the place where I talk. And you get access to that as well. You can join our calls, and it's beautiful. It's honestly beautiful. You can cancel the Queen Circle. You'll see when you join, there is a whole separate section, Q&A. How do I cancel? You have an exact link. You press that link and just say cancel. Or message me or Brandon, and you could. Małgorzata just joined too. Breastfeeding and fasting. Oh, I'm glad. First answer I got that kind of makes sense. Yeah, so you see, if you had a beautiful night of sleep, you've been feeding, you can go an hour longer, right? Just to like push a little bit, or maybe have a bulletproof matcha or something. But we always have to correct sequence of eating. I'll go back to that slide just to make sure. Diana just joined. Orla just joined. Oh, I'm so excited to have you guys on board. This is super good. As you did 21 days challenge. I did 21 days. Oh, there you go. So it's protein, fiber, protein, fats, starches, and sugars. I did 21 days because it's just like a kickstart. If you can watch all the videos in 21 days, I'll be super impressed because they're long. The point is the printout table, the principles, the moment you start implementing, you probably will stop seeing results. Like when people talk about, they already shared within 2 weeks, the bloat comes off, the puffiness from insulin. So it's quite quick, but like the long-term effects, for my hair to grow back, it took a year, right? And get it strong, and it's still growing and growing. Aura Ring is the name of the brand, actually. I'm gonna get my sexy assistant called Jacob find me my Aura Ring that is at my bedside table. Could you pass it for me so I can show it to people? So I can show you the app as well. Actually, I'll show you on my phone what information you get from Aura Ring. So right now it's telling me, Aggie, your ideal time is past. Get the hell into bed. So that's what the Aura Ring looks like. It's very low key, right? So you can wear it on this finger. This finger is the only one that like picks up all the data. It looks very very James Bond, has all of that like tech inside. What's that?
It blows up cars as well at once.
Oh yeah, because like it blows up cars if you press it. No, just kidding. So it helps me see. So I didn't get enough sleep yesterday, deep sleep. So it gets in the red. I only got 54 minutes of deep sleep today. So my body hasn't recovered properly. What does it mean? I'm going to be tired. I'm going to feel like I want carbs today because I didn't get deep sleep, etc., etc. It's much better than Apple Watch. Wrist doesn't give you enough information. And this is as good as clinical studies. So that's super interesting. And also shows me the workout, how many calories I'm burning. It connects to my natural cycles and obviously shows me, okay, Aggie, you are about to get fertile. Ring is about, I'm actually going to get a link. Let me see if I can get the code for you. I am going to send it to you guys. And you get to know the exact product. So 1 second. You get a discount with this code. I think, let me just pull it up. Because my Aura Rings, like, share this link with your friend and they get a discount. So maybe I can share it with you guys and you'd get a discount too. That she says discount. So check this out. I can't promise you will, but that's what my Aura Ring says. That you get a discount with this code. Or you can just test it out. I think it's honestly life-changing, especially for women. So yeah, I wonder what it's gonna give you as option. So let me see how much it is. The cheapest one, it's $2.99. Honestly, it's it's the best investment when you think about birth control and whatnot. Has been great. Um, the code is working. Yes, $2.99. Code works. Yay! I'm so glad. Okay, please let me know if there are any other questions. I can barely speak after chatting for an hour and a half. Going to join this evening. I'm so glad. Would love to have you part of the community. I think it really can help you understand so much about your body. Such a good investment in yourself at the beginning of 2023. Protein powders are really tricky. I would always read ingredients, always. Like I got so excited. I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins. I got his supplements and I got his protein powder, and it literally had cornstarch, maltodextrin, which is the sugar, which is literally storing fat straight into my belly. I was like, why am I getting like? I was so devastated. Remember, babe? Like Jacob was like, "Oh my God, Tony Robbins," and he put ingredients that are bad for you in there, right? So what you're having protein if you're eating like processed sugar, and you will be storing fat. Um, Thank you, Aggie. Of course, brand of protein powders. I really like Vital. I'll show you what I have. I'll take you with me to the kitchen. It's not going to be very exciting, but I want to show you the brand. I don't have no affiliation with the brand, but the reason I like these this protein powder, it's peptides. So peptides is a little easier form of collagen, and collagen peptides is still protein, it's collagen form, and peptides, it's 20 grams per serving, these ones. And it's good for skin, hair, and nails. But peptides are like broken, the smallest like molecule of protein, so it's much easier to digest. I actually added to my bulletproof coffee. And I mentioned, of course, you can add it. It does break your fast, but you have a protein coffee in the morning. 20 grams in just one scoop. So if you want to get, someone was saying, oh, I don't know how to get 160 grams. Well, like that a couple of scoops and you're already at 40. What is the brand? The brand is Vital Proteins. Sorry, the light isn't ideal. Um, are you keeping up with all the hacks? I'm doing 80/20. Honestly, it's not that hard to keep with some of the hacks. The hardest ones are like obviously not having control of restaurants. That's the biggest one when I go out too much. That's like, oh fuck, I'm definitely eating stuff that I have no control over, including seed oils. The link, the code is upstairs. Sorry, so the code is upstairs. It's midnight in Bali, guys, so I apologize if I'm a little super greens. What are super greens? I don't know what super greens are, but like I guess like powder greens. I mean, yes, they're not, depends on the product, but you also want to have 7 cups of veggies first, right? Do you use that Vital Proteins as a protein shake too? Yes, I use it. I add it to my coffee, or whether we make a protein shake, I use that instead. Right, the brand Vital Proteins. It's one of the cheapest brands too. They just like, I think Jennifer Aniston invested in them and they got affordable. What's the best time for going to sleep and waking up? Well, that depends on your chronotype, because there are different chronotypes for sleep. Again, there's no one quick answer. Ideally, you want to be, the whole like 5 a.m. book club is total bullshit, because you get your REM sleep around 5 a.m. So you don't want to wake up too early for women. Where do dairy products with biohacking? Great question. But we are all for dairy, except as it's raw, right? And it's unpasteurized. So the pasteurizing process, so I don't know if you're familiar how it works, but basically it's like boiling to a certain extent, and the way you boil it, you get rid of all the enzymes. That's why people are dairy intolerant. But raw dairy, just like our grandfathers used to have it, it's actually great for you, and it's delicious. And I love raw milk. I hate normal cow's milk when it's homogenized, pasteurized, and whatnot, because it lost all the enzymes. And cow's milk is extremely valuable if it's in a raw form. Fasting when underweight, I can't gain it. Oh, interesting. Um, yes, losing weight is a side effect of fasting, but we don't fast for losing weight. We fasted um, for autophagy, right, and insulin levels. So I'd be super curious what your sugar levels are. Uh, so sleep so early. Sorry. So dairy only is raw. Yes. So raw dairy. Very non-mainstream, but raw dairy, grass-fed. Really important to have it grass-fed. So really making sure that we, I'm lactose intolerant. You're lactose intolerant, but you probably because you have been having pasteurized milk your entire life. That's why we all are, because it's pasteurized milk. It's missing the right enzymes for us to be able to metabolize milk, and we become lactose intolerant. So it's like a total mindfuck. Um, pea isolate is Vanessa is the best vegan protein, the cleanest protein you can have. Um, Bulletproof coffee doesn't break some of the questions are repeating themselves, so I'm just going to skip then. What do you think about soy and soy derived foods? I answered that question earlier, so you can scroll back to the beginning. Is there any other question? Raw cheese? Yes, ideally raw cheese. So that's why the I wouldn't say biohacking diet is keto, because you don't want to eat normal cheese. It's too inflammatory. It's going to create crazy inflammation, aka skin and whatnot. Um, Non-dairy is best coconut, honestly. If you can stick to coconut, that would be great. And what is Queen Circle? Right, so it's my community, so it's my baby. I created Higher Self Academy in Queen Circle, which is basically that app. When you enter, you see we have our own app, our own platform. It's like Facebook but for women. So we chat, we ask questions, we share book recommendations, and yeah, we have access to me, to our coaches, to answer any questions you might have. How much apple cider vinegar? 1 teaspoon. All right, guys, I literally lost my voice. It's been an hour and a half, and my low battery in max. So I'm gonna run. I hope I answer some of your questions. More in the course, I promise. It's like 15 hours of content that I recorded for you. I hope this was helpful. I did my best to answer all the questions you might have. I'm sorry if I didn't get to some of the questions. I love you so much. If you want to give my course a chance, it would mean a lot. I truly believe it will change your relationship with food, because we were brainwashed by so many people, bullshit advice. And this is just took me years of reading science papers to debunk it. www.fitastfact.co webinar is the code for 10% off for the next 2 hours. I'm gonna go to bed. I love you so much. I'm here on Instagram, so ask me any questions. I'm always here for you. And thank you for joining. And sorry about the whole, crazy drama that has happened. Love you so much, and see you in the community. See you at Fit as Fact, for some of you at least. Bye.